July 5th, 2015. It's raining outside. How appropriate. Raindance, the bobcat, was euthanized today. I posted this to our volunteers. It is with heavy heart that I must report that Raindance has left us to join her mate who died in 1994. Thank you all for giving her the best 22 years any captive bobcat could have. When she stopped eating last week, we did diagnostics and found some bad teeth and very bad kidneys. We hoped that by removing the bad teeth, as we did for Little Feather Bobcat, who had had the same issues, that we might be able to turn it around for Raindance. We had to use appetite stimulants to get her to eat after the dental, but yesterday she couldn't keep the food down, and today she refused any food, or even the blood cicles that she loves so much. Cats are stoic. It's always hard to tell, but she appeared to be in pain and feeling nauseous from her kidneys that were failing. You could see it in her eyes and her countenance that she was done with this life. I went to her webpage to gather information for her tribute, which will be posted July 12th. Please don't post on social sites until then. And the reason for that is we would always give our keepers the opportunity to find out about a cat passing before they would find it on social media. Now we use Workplace so they know immediately. And I went to her webpage to gather information for her tribute and noticed that neither there nor on this site was any mention of how she got her name. I thought you might like to know. Here is my diary entry from February the 14th, 1994. Valentine's Day, and I'm being loved to death by a bobcat. Raindance has a coat like water-spotted silk and a personality to match. Only her mate, Bob Martin, was sweeter. He died a few weeks ago from lipidosis, and Raindance still holds on by a hope and a prayer. I love Bob Martin and mourn his passing. Bob Martin came by his name as an inside joke. We bought him from a furrier when he was only a few days old. He was being raised by a house cat and was unrelated to all the other kittens we bought from Tom Cavan. Danny Lewis, that was Don's son, wanted a pair of kittens to raise, so I selected him and a female, Raindance, from a litter of 5, hoping that she would be predisposed to large litters. Neither was exceptional-looking kittens, but Bob was as fat as a butterball. And back then, I didn't know I shouldn't be breeding cats for life in cages. I learned very quickly, and we stopped breeding in 97. 5 months later, Danny was separated from his wife, Janice, and brought the cats back to us. We couldn't believe these were the same 2 cats. They were maturing into much better cats than we could ever have imagined. They didn't have names, so we named the female Raindance and the male Bob Martin. The problem was that they were so obese that when they started getting a decent diet here, they lost weight too quickly. The fat clogged their arteries so badly that Bob Martin died, and Raindance barely survived. Raindance got her name because she loved to splash around in the rain. She would run and pounce into any muddy puddle she could find. By the time she was done, you couldn't even tell who she was other than her bright, happy eyes gleaming behind a mud-soaked coat. The other cats would run from her when she was in muddy up and pounce mode. She quickly became a huge favorite at the sanctuary, and it may have been largely due to the fact that she had to be groomed so much, given her proclivity for dancing in the rain. We stopped handling cats in 2003 because we felt that it sent a very bad message and would make people want them as pets. They are only lovable like this for the first year or 2, and then they become who they were meant to be. Top-level predators. Despite being hands-off with her for the first dozen years, Raindance was still probably our biggest volunteer recruiter. I can't tell you how many times someone told me the reason they were volunteering here is because they came on a tour and Raindance spoke to them. She was never a big talker like Riza Cougar, but she spoke with her heart. Yesterday, I was in awe of a black and gold butterfly that was bigger than my hand, and it seemed to be everywhere on property. Perhaps her kin calling her home. We will miss this exceptional bobcat, but her spirit will live forever in our hearts and in the ether of our mission. And you know, I described here that Bob Martin was an inside joke, but it doesn't explain why that was an inside joke. So, for those of you who have not watched my diary since the beginning, when I first met Don, and for the first, I don't know, several years maybe, that we were together, he told me his name was Bob Martin and that he was separated from his wife. And so I didn't even know that his name was Don Lewis or that he was married or any of that stuff until much later after I'd met him. And so the joke was that Bob Martin turned out to be better than the lot boy that Don had described to me, who worked, he said, for that. I forget how he described Don Lewis as being this really like slave master kind of guy. So that was the inside joke for why we named the Bobcat Bob Martin. And of course, Bobcat. Yeah, you get all of that.